Okay, welcome back. This is the third and final video lecture where we'll be talking about documentation integrity. We'll be talking about data management and forms control. Forms control is not such a big deal now that we're on electronic health records, but the key concepts about controlling what type of content and how it's presented and goes into the electronic record is still with us. Let's find out more about that right now. Okay, now in a health record system, going back to paper charts, once everybody had a computer in the hospital, everybody wanted to create their own forms for all different types of reasons. And a lot of these things didn't have required information, say like a place for a patient's name and medical record number, but somehow they wanted to have these things in. Sometimes we'd get fellows in psychology, they'd have surveys. Patient nursing would want to put patient satisfaction surveys into medical charts. So what this led to was a subset of the medical record committee called the Forms Control Committee. And basically, in order to get a form in the medical record, it had to go through the Forms Committee, go through Medical Record Committee, and then be approved and signed off by the Executive Committee of the hospital. A little bit different now, but the concepts still remain. We need to have some sort of control over what's happening and how data is going into our electronic health record. And even though we think that these things never change, reality is that they do. We do have new documentation requirements that are coming up all the time. For instance, think back to COVID when COVID-19 was a big concern. And for a while in the state of California, it was mandated that somebody's COVID status be documented on everybody who was admitted to the hospital, right? So really an important type of thing that's still with us. So with HIM and the data control, even though we're not approving forms and reviewing paper forms, we still play a critical role in assisting with these types of things, especially as more and more information is becoming electronic versus paper. We still have a lot of paper within hospitals, but now it's what's probably more important than reviewing the different items is to determine whether these electronic consents are addressing all the required fields required by Joint Commission, the conditions of participation, federal and state and local law, right? So this is a big piece of what hospital HIM professionals do, is controlling this type of data. So now what I'd like to do is talk a little bit about how you can make best use of your textbook to understand the critical information in this chapter. I would start by reading the content in the text and pay particular attention to the tables that describe these different types of documents. If you've worked in a healthcare setting, think back to your time handling these different types of documents, right? And then finally, after you've reviewed these tables, think about the purposes and, most importantly, how they support patient care operations. That's all I have for you. If you have any questions about any of this material, please reach out. You can see me during office hours from 2 to 3:15, or click the link in my email stationery to set up an appointment at a time that works for both of us. Thank you so much, and we'll see you online. Bye now.